can't believe that I don't know where my stuff is and I've only just used it. Well, it's your own blooming fault. You can't. Just use what you've got. Just use what you've got. Now I've set this video up once. So I'm hoping I've changed the bits and finger bits. Right, okay. Can I get rid of that? Oh, I've got you with comments. Hello, everybody. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. It's just... Hey, I've got some people here. I can see what you're doing now. Can't see what I'm doing, like, but never mind. I'm having a bit of a problem here because the frame rates or whatever, that FMP, I hope it's not some sort of illegal movement or something, you know, like a blowing terrorist group. But it keeps going wrong on my set, so I've had to try and find out what it is. So I've changed it from HD to 720 to see if that'll help. But let's... Anyway, I can't find any work. Can you believe it? I can't find any of the stencils. You won't believe this. I've got to go get a unit, a storage unit. Anyway, just thought I'd give you a little squeeze. Little squeeze. Well, you can have one of them as well, but a little look. That's what I'm doodling on at the moment. Oh, come down here. I can't see anybody. These are some of my pages. These are some of my rice papers. All hand done, hand coloured, and then they've been messed around with. But I really do like them. Yeah, I'm not just saying that either. I really do like them. The papers are cool as well. I like the papers as well. Double-sided. This is a nice one. I've got some different colours that I've been doing. Because these are, you know, they're all to work together. So if you don't like those, you can cut them out and just stick them on. You can get them. But the die cuts are brilliant. And then I've got this new idea of, well, it's not a new idea, I'm sure some person out there has done it before, but it's myself and Angela together have come up with these. Now I'll show you my stencils. There's two of them. So we've got like a mandala that you can do your own thing with, and bubbles, because I've got a die cut to match that, a die cut. Then we've got another one, which this one does a full page if you want it to stencil, and that adds like great bobbling. And then these are great because you can use them on their own with a stencil, or you can use that on its own, or you can use that with that, or you can use that with a stamp, or you can use that with a stamp. So if you think a set of stamps here, you can go that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. They all match together. Same with these. The diamonds all work together as well. So yeah, there you go. That's coming this weekend. Oh, I'm so scared. Ow, 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 ow. Right, what I've done is, I'll show you a bit quicker. Now, you know I love my stitching, and this went horribly wrong. But I saw the colours went horrible. So I've started to do some stitching on it, which I'm loving. But I'm padding this and quilting it because I've done it on 2 layers. So I'm padding it and quilting it so that it's going to be like stump work on it. And I'm going to use some gimp and some sequins and stuff, and some pearl wires and stuff, and big sequins. Anyway, thought I'd show you that's what I'm on to today. I started it yesterday and the day before, and I threw a few of them away because I really didn't like them. So anyway, let's have a quick look who's in the room. Right. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see. Oh, wrong way. Hi Karen, hi Philippa, hi Sue, hi Liz, hi Trisha, hi Sally, hi Julie, hi Marie, hi Sue, hi Jane, hi Linda, Sandy, Dawn, hi Jenny, hi Judith. Well, that's what you do with me. I'll be on in background. Oh, good, Lynn, that's nice to hear. Yes, that it was based on a lot of. Keep that in mind. Really? Does it? Hi Val, hi Linda, hi Linda. Denise, hello. Right, if it's starting to stop, I think it's to do with the light. I am sorry. But I can't see a blooming thing there. Right, I can see a bit here now. Hi Sue, hi Maggie. Right, so the only thing you can find is that. Where's my nice one that I've just got? I like these ones because they twist up and down. Oh, there it is. It's ridiculous having all this equipment you can't find out. That's why I've got to get rid of it because it's just too much. It's ridiculous. Right, today I'm using pencils and pens, obviously. Silly woman. I'm using a 1. I'm saying it looks like I've done this, but these are the ones I can find. I'm using a 1, a 4, a 3, a 5. Oh, that's blue. I don't want a blue one yet. Not 3. I'm just picking them out of there. So 4. Don't know what that one is, but I'm sure it'll work. I'll just get these out. That's a blue. Right, got a load of pens. Okay. Right, stop now. Stop. Come on, stop. Hi Audrey. Hi Sue. Right. Okay. I'm really interested in this idea of lovely steampunk things, but without making them too away. Got to be careful. Sorry, can't see that. I'll have to shoot you. That's a nice one though, isn't it? That's using one of the new stamps. Oh no, that's the moon. We did the moon the other day. So I'll do it on this side. The amount of work I've got to take down there is untrue. Absolutely untrue. Right, okay. So I like the shape. What's in here? Oh, those lovely little bees we did from the front cover. Yeah, I've got an idea in my head. I do need a ruler, but I'm just going to have to use what I've got and go from there because I can't find any fit. I can't stand this. It's driving me nutty. I have it all set out and then I put it away and I can't find it. So get yourself a pen and pencil. Got to take my tablet. Sorry. You know, I have to do it at 12. Excuse me, sorry. Oh, that's sorry. I know I must sound awful. Sorry about that. I have to take the tablets and the Pfeffer ones, and at the bottom it's all dragged at the bottom. I can't say Pfeffervescens. You know the fizzy ones. Them ones. Right. Okay. Alexa, level 1, please. I don't want to get shot. I don't want to be banned like that to Marna Hogan. There's a lot of people feeling a little bit down. Well, you will do because it's ups and down because we're coming out of a very strange time. So just be mindful of that. I know there's a couple in the group. You're not being left out in any way. It's just that people are going back to what they're trying to claw back is their own normality. So, excuse me, I felt that, in my own opinion, in myself, that you can get a little bit caught up in feeling sorry for yourself, not saying that anyone else is, but thinking, why aren't people contacting me or whatever? And it's because they've got lives to do and they've got to get on with them. So, although, you know, it's we'd all, in a perfect way, we'd all be able to keep it up, but it was a very fake, a very alien time. And we've got to make our new normal again now, if that makes sense. So, but that doesn't mean you can't reach out and say hello to people. So I found that I've got to make an effort, and not expect others to make the effort without me doing it. So, you know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is, I wanted to do, still like the idea of steampunk, but I love the idea of, oh, hi Marcia. Oh yeah, I've got a new page, Louise Withers MM. And I did that because I've got 3 or 4 and I don't know what I'm doing, so I have to put MM on it just to make sure. So I've done a big circle here because no matter what I do, I draw a circle. So I'm going to draw another one here. And we're going to go from 2 circles. So I'm having them, one in the middle there, that way. Now I don't know if I want one down here and one up here. I think I will. Now, you don't need to have this orbis, but if you do want one, Michael Jepson, who's in the group, oh, you don't do that with these. He sells these, I think. Well, I've sold them on the telly for him anyway, so hopefully he'll have some. Now, choose your circles later on. Don't stress about them now. Stress about under, over, under later, because otherwise you'll take half your time. Now, you see this bubble here? Now, I can't show you because I can't show you at camera without showing you my mucky top. But if you put that on the edge of your table, just see if you can see it. There. Off the edge. It sits straight, look. Are you upside down here? No, you're not. That's right. Right, so. Okay. So that's how you can get your bubble off there. Get your bubble off. That's not right, is it? Get your bubbles off. Get your bubble off. 2468, who do we appreciate? Get your bubble off. I don't like that because it's too similar. Right, okay, I've made a right. That looks like, it looks like a baby's toy, doesn't it? So I'm not a lover of that, so I might look at keeping that one and that one, but only for the time being. These are only like the initial bits, but I was looking at one of my favourite things to draw is an eye. Okay, and I was thinking, could have a whopping great eye in the middle if you want. Now there's different ways of doing eyes. There's the artistic way where you want it to look realistic, or there's the way that you want it to look mechanical. Okay, so I thought we could go for mechanical with this. So that could be my pupil, this could be my iris, but I think that's a little bit big. So I'm just going to go in, centre it as best I can. Right, see, that's not bad. Okay, you might not want to do this. So when you're drawing an eye, I'm not going to go into it because otherwise that's a lesson in its own right. And I've been told that I do too much during the lessons, which I know I do. But when you draw an eye, you don't see your whole eye, because otherwise that's like sat on a pin or something. If your eyeball looks like that, you only ever see a bit of it. So your eye, really, what you see is that. So you draw your circles, do your almonds. So if in actual fact you've got an Asiatic eye, it would come more high there. If it's European, it comes more down. You have a bubble there, it comes down. So your eye would be that shape over that. You would never see all of your eye. Does that make sense? Yeah, can you see the eye there? But then you'd rub that out. But you wouldn't if you was doing it. Let me just show you the trick. The trick is you rub that out there and that out there. And that's your eyelid. Okay? Really simple. If you wanted less eyelid, just do that. And now you can see more of the eye. But that would still be. So you watching while I'm working, just don't draw in like showing eyes and things and how to draw them. But moodling is great because I draw eyes all the time. So I'm going to draw the lesser one because I quite like that. So all I've done then is just to catch up 2 circles. I'll draw it on the back of this one. Oh, I don't need to show you. I'm sure you all know now, don't you? So I won't have to bother. So I'm just drawing that eye because I want it to make it sort of funky. Getting rid of the eyelid as such because it's going to be an half open one. It's not going to be a full open one. There, that's it. You start to see the eye shape there, don't you? Everybody has their own way of drawing eyes. So I'll stand corrected for everybody. Okay, so we can use that like that if we want. Doesn't. Oh, see you later. I'm not too sure whether I want to do that with them now because I really like the eye, but I think the eye could go on its own. I'm going to rub that eye out. Oh, shall I keep it in? Oh, what do I do? I'll keep it in now. Now I've drawn it, I'll keep it in. It might be a little bit distorted, but I'm not really bothered about that at all. So now I'm trying to think about how you could put a face in that part, but I don't really want to do that. Right, here I'm going to have that on top of that. So right, so this is going to be my main cog. Okay, so in here it doesn't have to be central. I'm just going to do oh yeah, that's not bad to say I didn't do it, isn't it? Right, so I've done concentric circles here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is remember when we used to do this is very precise knot. So get your sections in like that so you've got a point of reference. Get your eye could be the same. Now just to warn you that if you don't want your eye looking at you, put it off to one side or the other side, it doesn't matter. But we're going to frame this up now because we're going to have it looking like there we go, that's it. It's like you'll see on a lot of steampunk they have an eye that opens up and it's just sort of hitting each side, so you've got this distance. Right, so we've got this in here. We'll do the same here. The bigger you go, the more sections you can have. Okay, I'm enjoying this. It's because the weather's nice. I'm doing a bit of stitching. Like, okay, it's could be better, but I can't moan about it. You've got to get on with it, haven't you? Let's see. Okay. Right. So I'm looking at shapes that I know these are quite concentric, and I know that they're quite I'm just looking at patterns that look quite cool in them. So I'm looking at this section and I'm just thinking I'm going to do patterns that come out like that. So do you get me? So I might do a few. Now this one can work with this one here. See me, because it comes round there. So if we do every other one, I don't have to. Yeah, that'll work. So I'm doing 3 sections, 3 lines, 4 sections. That makes sense. 3 lines, 4 sections in that one. So here I could do the same. So this one, let's do it all upright. So what I've done is those coming down this way, then would they interact with those that way? We'll see. We'll see. So the first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get these lines sorted, because I think they'll work. Be nice that. And then I'm going to get some, you could even put flowers in here, which would look quite good. I don't know what I've put the eye in for me. Oh, everyone's going. Hi Denise. I've had a shower this morning. Right, okay, just forget that, just let's get on. So the next thing I'm going to put on here is I'm going to do, I should have done this before, you silly woman. I don't think it'll work. I think I'll have to just do my own line. I think it's big enough. So right, let's get it drawn in. I'm faffing now. I'm faffing. I'm doing a very small, thin line using a pen. So just to show you what I'm doing. If you want to draw circles that stop and start like this, my advice is always just see, I can see some of them there. So, and this is a pen, so I've stopped there so that I don't go over that line. Living all this, my other projects can wait. I'm moodling all afternoon. I suggest that, well, not suggest that, I get the idea that might be saying living, might be loving. Get in, result. Oh, number 10. It's got a number 4 top on it. Ridiculous. 5. I'm not looking at the tops anymore, because in my haste, I better done them all skew width. Yeah, right, there's a number 1. Oh, it has got number 1 on it. Right, so I've done that one. I'm happy with this. I'm just going to draw this in now. Okay, so I might just have to put that back on. find the hole. There we go. So you can see I've just drawn that part. I don't want it to look like a proper eye. I'm not trying to do that today. I'm just going to do a cartoon eye, or a character eye. So there we go. It's got to be done on it. Make it your own. If it wobbles, make it look properly like a wobble. If it doesn't wobble, leave it. There we go. So I'm quite happy with that. Now you can put the other stuff in, but I'm not going to do it at the moment. I'm going to get in some patterns formed, so I want to get on with it. So the next thing is I'm just going to go, you can use a line, I suppose it would be easier to use a line on it. So I'm just going to follow this pattern out. Now this bit doesn't have to be perfect. I'm using a coaster because I can't find my ruler. Perfect. Well, it's not, but you know what I mean. So we're it's going to end up like some sort of Masonic drawing a bit, isn't it? Not that there's out wrong with that. You are what you are, you do what you do. Within reason. Now and again I like to just, I knew there was something wrong with that one. Now and again I just like to do something a little bit different, and so I challenge myself. When I say different, I don't mean entirely different, I just mean something that is a little bit different to what I normally do. And I think sometimes these things appeal to more people because they're slightly different than what they're used to, you see. So get this off. I've got to get my knobble off, so just 1 minute while I get my knobble off and then I'll be back. Right, I sort of got carried away, but I quite like it. I suppose if you wanted to, you could just get straight on with your pen and start straight away, you know, rather than mess around waiting to do it. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's get rubbing out these lines because I think some of these are getting a little bit too much for me to look at. I'm trying to work out what's what, so if I get rid of them, I know for sure. I can still do my lines on them, I'm just a little bit more sure now. See how stupid that eye looks now without its eyeball. Looks like it's drugged up. Looks stoned, doesn't it? So I've not put the outer circle in, but you could leave that. Quite like it. Quite like the idea of leaving that. But yeah, this would be that circle there. If you do wish to put it in, let me show you what it would look like. It'd be that one there. So it's like it's opening. Quite like that. Ooh. Get rid of all your lines. Should pay a bit more time than I'm doing to this, because each one of these is a part of you. It's part of you. It's important that you acknowledge that that it's your drawing, therefore it will have lots of layers like an onion. So I've got lots of shapes coming in here now. You can continue this over it, or you could have, I think sometimes when it looks like this, it's good to have the opposite there. So the eye drew you in. Well, I think it's good to challenge yourself. So here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these into that bit there. So we've got a pattern. Now, if you can, like that there, we'll work into that. That's cool, that'll be all right. Actually, I'll do it all the way across so that it's got different points, you know, just a way of working. Right, okay, join up the lines. Right, I've got a little wobble there, so I'll put a little wobble there. First thing I'm going to do, I've got to get this done. In the middle, put your dot, okay, and then put your lines like that. This is the easiest way. Oh, that's a bit dodgy. It doesn't matter because you won't see it. And then I'm going to go in between each one, and I'm going to take a long time with this pupil, and there's a reason for that, and I'll show you why now. I want it to look three-dimensional, like it's inviting you in. Okay, so I'm going to take my time. I might not be able to do it with that, so I might have to do it with this. So I've got a circle, can you see? Now this will take time, but it'll be well worth it. Right, I've got to be make sure that I've got it in the right place, otherwise it'll be a right dog's dinner. Right, where's the next hole? That's big enough. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you got one. Go down one then. Gotta find an hole. Come on. Put one in the middle of that there. There's gotta be an hole for my pen somewhere. Come on. Come on. There. Wow. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is, I need my glasses on, and I've only got one arm on my glasses, so bear with me. I've already gone wrong there. Look at it. Right, so the next one is so I've done my next row. It's like Alice. Who's Alice? Slack Alice. What am I doing it like that for? I'll be here all year. Let me get I'm bringing the big guns in now. The big uns. Get the big guns in. Get the big guns in. To make light work of this. Right, and the reason I've put this in first is because I want this to be the centre of the drawing. And if I do it now, I can go from there without mucking it up, if you get me. Now, this sort of thing looks brilliant when you're doing it on a curve or anything like that. You get a great result with it on a curve, especially with a curvy line. It looks superb. I remember many years ago, I was at a workshop, Diane Reevely's workshop at Art from the Art. Great place. You ever get a chance to go there? Ben, the owner, is Diane's son. He's lovely. Great. Oh, it's an amazing shop. One of the best in the UK. And I was telling her about these books I was using in school, and I sent her a full set. Well, not a full set. I think there was one missing. And they were the Zentangle ones many years ago when they first come out. And yeah. She probably don't remember that. But it was great because this sort of idea that I'm doing now is a great sort of idea to use for something as we call op art, which is optical illusion art, or pop art, which is popular culture. You've got Andy Warhol with his, his tins of soup and his crisps and all that, and you've got Bridget Riley, which was the UK's absolute foremost, to me anyway, with an op art where she did lines and lines and lines, and they just made you feel like you was moving. It was great. And then of course we got Magic Eye then. So can you see I've got that now? And what I would do is, just to give you a little bit of a I'm going to place so the light's coming this way, so I'm just going to put, that's rubbish. Well, it's not rubbish, it's just, that's a drawing pencil, right? And I need a shading pencil. You see how you can make it look shaded. To get there, I've not done it good enough yet. It's starting to make it look a little more shaded. Can you see it? Hopefully. Slow down. Why am I slowing down? What, the picture's slowing down, or I'm slowing down? Oh, I can't slow down myself, Karen. I'll never get it done. Right, you can do it, or you can watch it later, can't you? Right, so I've got that now. I want this to stand up, so I'm just going to put a tiny bit of shading around here. Now shading, you use a different part of your pencil. See, I'm hoping to make that pop out there. I will get a white pen and make the white pen like glisten on it. Hopefully you can see I'm just going back and forth till I've got a nice blend. It's exactly the same as when we're doing. There we go. It's exactly the same as when we're doing our stuff with our watercolours. Right, so I've done one with my finger smudging, one you can use either. I'm not a lover of finger smudging because my fingers are oily, but you can. It just looks pretty good. So I've got the eye on. I'm quite happy with that. I want this to resemble something in my head now. So I'm going to go straight in with a 2. Okay, now I'm going to use bear with me, guys. Let me just see what I'm doing, and then I'll tell you what I'm doing. If that makes sense. Oh, how can I do that? That's crazy. How can I just do that straight off? It's a little bit bigger than that, but that'll give us some weight for the metal sort of thing. So what I am going to do before I forget is here, just here, very, very dark there, very, very dark. Right across. Well, it gives you the idea that it's more 3D now. It's not great, but I'm not really worried. It's a doodle at the end of the day. I'm not going to waste my life on a doodle. So here, I quite like this. So I'm just thinking about how I'm going to place these. I'm going to join the line. Get me? Some of them are going to have to squidge over because they're not quite right. But as long as they sort of look. There we go. I'm happy with that one. Now I'm just going to do put some screws on it. So we've got like a mechanical bit there. Now here I'm going to try on one bit, but this I'm going to join it like that. And I'm going to stitch this across. So bobble, letter C, bobble. Get me? Bobble, let's see, bubble, bubble, let's see, bubble. 2 bubbles, let's see. Whichever way you want to do it. You might want to, as we go round, change it to the opposite way of a C. It's having an eye lift. Now, although these are exactly the same, they're sort of following something here, aren't they? Now you can put eyelashes in if you wish, but I'm not going to. So here I'm going to look at just a line. Two little lines like staples. And then I'm going to put on a patches there. So I'm going to add the patches first before I do any designs or any. Sort of adding to them, because anything else will go underneath. So doing them quite fine, these lines, like that. And then I'm just going to do hatching lines that way. And then turn my book around, and then I'm going to do hatching lines that way. So I'll just move my hand up here so you can see that there's more space between these ones. I'll tell you why, it makes it look more light. See? So the closer they are, the darker they look. Get me? See that one there? So we've got the eye, we've got a couple of patches on it. I think what we need to do is just bring in, that's better, some there. I think it needs a, they have like a diamond shape, don't they, on some sort of flooring. Like in my kitchen I've got fake thingy and it looks like metal. Right, I'm happy with that, I'm happy with that. I'm not touching the eyeball. What I think I'd like to do on the eyeball is I'd like to have put a map of the world on it. I think that would have been really good. So I'm just going to look at some of these patterns here. So I'm just going to put lines around the outside of this one. No particular reason, only because I've got these coming in here, and I'm going to put some designs here. So I think they're all going to have to concentrate on like a circle in the middle of the section, simply because it'll have more impact with the eye. So a circle within the centre. Does that make sense there? You love this? Hello, Louise. Don't be nicking all my ideas now, Lewis. Come on. You owe me some fabric, you do. I can't wait for it. No, I'm only joking, I'm only joking. Right, so I've got the eyeball. I've got the metallic sort of theme to it. This is a wide expanse here. I don't know whether to put it going that way or to have it, I think, yeah, I'm going to go that, it's going to be easier. So I'm just going to continue that circular shape and I'm going to do this. Is not unusual for me. This is unusual for me to show you because I don't normally show you work like this. I can go and show you, but I don't normally show it. I tend to sort of keep this for myself. So you seeing this is quite different. So as you can see, I've joined these like little stitches now, and we can stitch these together as panels as well. So yeah, I've done, I'll do it again here. So and you do a cross, like lacing. It's all moodling because we're doing it in a mindful way. I'm doing it together, which is cool. So we've got that. I really like that pattern as well. It's a little bit different. So make your cross. There we go. We've got a nice pattern happening there. We could take it right down if we wanted to. If you wanted to do work big with this, you could do. It's entirely up to you. So let's think about how else we would. Well, what about doing I'm just doing lines all the way round now. 2, 3, 4. And if you have to make the lines bigger, 5. It doesn't matter. I'll make them bigger. So what I've done is I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, can you see that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what we can do is actually lace this now. So we could go 1, like that. I'm doing it this way so you can see. Now, you don't have to do it this way. You can do it the other way. I made it a little bit bigger there and I shouldn't have, but never mind. Like that. So we've got this happening. You can leave it like that, or we can just go the opposite way. Remember, ignore what you've already got down and just concentrate on where you're going. Like that. Where you're going with your, I'll rub that out, it's rubbish. So I'm going from this point to there. I'm forgetting what's in the background. I'm forgetting that I've got all this done. Oh, trust me. And then it's like a fishnet. Or we can do what we've done in the eye and do like a pattern within it. So here I think what I'll do is I'll fill so it's got flat one in the middle. So I'll fill this piece here. There we go, we've got a bit of stitching on that. We've got that looking very different, isn't it? Very different. I love this. Very different. So here, what you could do, I quite like the idea of. I'm going to do it quite so warm here. I don't know what it is like for you. Yeah, I quite like it like that. So we've got a nice pattern. This is so organic, this pattern. They're my best patterns then, when they're all organic. And they've come from nothing. Well, they've come from something, but it's been like a little glimmer. So we've got a nice pattern occurring, you know, and I can do it all the way along if I want. Now I can even sort of make a pattern line out of that. This one still needs work on it, so I'll just make all the lines into panels. So using different lines, and so it's all different, like it's like a mismatch of how it's all fixed together. Again with this one, I think this needs to be just the pattern expanded, like rivets. That's it. So we've got like a riveted pattern. Here we can just have long like spokes. And then that. And then we can have like little windows that have dots in them. And then like that as well. So I made the dots into something. Now here we can make that into a doodle line. Right, I'm really happy with that. It's very different, very different. It'll be very different for people to see what they're going to do with it now, and to see, oh, it's not like she normally does that, is it? It's very weird, that. And this, whether I want it to go through there, whether I want these to be like spokes, I think that'd be a nice idea actually, because it'll tie it in. I didn't do it right at the beginning because I thought, well, I might choose not to do it. And if that's the case, then, you know, that's nice, quite like that. So let's see where this goes. Oh yeah, that'll go straight to there. There we go. And then what we could do, I'm not doing it now I don't think, is we'll do it with a pencil and just see that to that. That looks quite nice, doesn't it? So can you see how you're starting to bring it all together? You don't have to, but I really like that. I think this is going to be put down more to shading, and I think you don't have to shade it, you can colour it, but I do think I hope you're holding your pencil right. There's several ways of holding your pencil for different reasons. So that's to write, fine drawing. That's to shade and shade. So shading with your fingers underneath is you're only going to get a certain part of this here. Shading from the top, you're going to get the full length of your graphite. Drawing, that's writing, sorry, and drawing. You can draw sketchily like that, but there's very different reasons for holding your pen in a different way. You can just put a little bit of shading just where your bits cross over, because it just gives it an element of, oh yeah, that goes there. This here, just darken that line there. I'm doing it really heavy, it shouldn't be this heavy. And then just very lightly pull it out, only a tiny bit. Now, if you've got a torty on, it's even better. Now I'm using a 7B, which is ridiculously soft. You get more than 7B, but 7B is enough for what I'm doing now. What you're aiming to do is get rid of any lines showing the brush pencil strokes you're doing. Now this can be used for anything, but I think it was Michelle this morning, it said about a monochromatic. Now monochromatic is great for pencil work, but any colour. If you look at Jane Davenport, she does a colouring, pencil colouring in any colour. Right, so just a word of advice. Choose the side that you're going to have the light coming from, which makes it really important. So always, dark is next to light. Don't matter where it is. To get dark, look dark, you have to have it next to light. So here, dark next to light, clean it right up. Can you see now? Clean it right up. And then we're drawing with the rubber. So we're taking away, but it's still drawing. Right, so it's not perfect, I know, by any means, but we're starting to make it look. And you can start playing. It doesn't look that good at the moment, but you get the idea of making it more 3D if you want. And you can do that all over. Quite like that. I think this is a whole new thing on its own. Here I'm going to look at castellations. Castellations are, like the word says, castles. Oh, it's good. I'm happy to say. Oh, it's lovely to. Oh, I know. If you're hot, don't worry. Don't even think about trying to. Now, what you can do, I'm using a 7B, which is wrong. You can do these two here and just have it as a Phillips or a flat edge like that, just so that they look. And if you want to sort of really accentuate it, you can put ridges in it. Okay, like that. So this one, rather than just leaving it like that, would be, so you don't, even though it's steampunky or mechanical or whatever you want to call it, it's pattern now. You've got a pattern in it. Castellations are the up, down, up, down, up, down. We all love doing this, didn't we? And the reason we go like that is so that we know where to go up and down, up and down. Okay, so I'm going to do it twice. I was working out then how big. Right, so I'll do it on here. So say halfway we go up, down, up, down. So this is about the same. So we've got that. And you'd make it a bit neater. And then this one here would go it's like the teeth in a cog. It's like the just waiting to be, it's like male and female, isn't it? And then here we're looking at some more metal. So we'll look at, I found a brilliant little piece of work I did the oh, must be about 10 years ago. Fake, and I love it. It's on a notebook. I'm just sorry I used the notebook. And it was just so good, so good. Right, so here we're going to have a washer. Well, could be a nut, could be a washer. Like that. And then put your little, see, these need to be a bit bigger. I do like these pencils. Papermate they are. Right, this is really rough going. When I get the pen on it, you'll see. So even though it's very mechanical, well, I'm doing every other day now. I'm only going to do 3 days a week, I think, maybe even 2. But the next one I'm going to do steampunk fish, I think, because I'm going to moodle it in a different way. I think I need to counteract this. It's annoying me. So what I'm going to do is, perhaps if I was thinking about doing this properly, I'd get a piece of black card and perhaps even cut this out of it so that I've got a frame, because at the moment I don't like it like this. It's too free. I need it to look like a window. That's better. See, it's changed. Doesn't that look better? Probably just me who's thinking that. But if you've got anything that needs, and if anything else, I'd put that in a black. A black frame. There we go. Doesn't that look different? Oh yeah, the balloon challenge, please enter. So I'm going to get rid of a lot of these pencil lines now. Some of them, it's shading, so I don't want to, but a lot of them, they're just in the way. There we go. That's a bit better. Right, what I've done is, I don't know if you, well, I know you can see it if I show you. I've taken away, I hope it comes up. I haven't put that line in there, right? Because I put that line in there. But if you remember, I put an eyelid line. Now I can put that line back in if I wish, or leave it. I quite like it without it. Okay. So here I'm going to go in with my pen, going in with a 1, just to get these sort of sorted. I might change that. So that's it. So this would be smaller, wider, wider, smaller, wider, wider, because it's fitting in that square, that section. You don't have to do it like that. You could do an oblong or a square. It's entirely up to you. It's your work. Right, okay, I'm happy with that. What I'm doing is different circles in the middle of this one, so that they've got similarity. It's like us, we're all the same, but we're all different, aren't we? We've all got our foibles. So don't try and keep up with me too much, because you'll lose the enjoyment, you'll stress yourself out. What I want you to do is just think about, okay, if you've lost me, you've lost me, but then come back to it. It's if you're stressing, you're not doing it right. You shouldn't be stressing about it. You should be enjoying it. Just going to do scribbles here. I think that'd be quite nice. Something really cool about just sitting and drawing with friends, isn't there? Right, here I'm just going to do there we go. So much better now. Look at that. So much better. So here you could put see there we go, quite like that. It all sort of interacts then, doesn't it? There we go. Pattern, just a line, nothing cool or funky or out like that. You can sort of do a bit more on that if you want. Yes, it's very important that you don't stress yourself out. You need time to enjoy this. And sometimes it's better if you get to a certain point and stop. I think Tricia said that. But then you tend to do your own thing then when you come to do it yourself, which I think is even better. So we've got these, like, we can make these quite simple now. I think if we do opposite lines, and I'll show you what we're going to do with this, which will make it quite easy. And then here, I don't think it'll fit. Hold a bit breath. I always do that when I'm drawing. So this looks like when you've done over under, but only this time we're doing it with like shades of wood. Shades, not shades of wood. I'm going to do a bit of shading on it though, just to show you. Just take that edge off there. Right, okay, so more or less done now. What time is it? Oh my goodness me, look at the time. So here, what I'm going to do is, I think what we need to do is bring emphasis. We've got emphasis here. I think we need to bring emphasis to the others, just to give it why, you know, the three centres are always going to be good. So I'm going to go with now, we could even put the white line in the middle black. In fact, that's what I'll do, because I've just done it there without realising. But I wish I knew a millionaire, and then they could sort of leave me a house or money so that I could build a shed or move. Sounds stupid that. I'm only joking. Oh, don't start. I'm not trying to beg for money, but it's storage. It's the same with everybody though, isn't it? Yeah. I'm waiting for someone to think, all right, I'm a millionaire, I'm going to give her whatever, um, or I'm going to win the lottery, or I'm going to find a box of treasure in my garden. You know, like you hear some people saying, oh, when I did this, the next minute, they're millionaires, and you're like, but there's people far worse than me, so I can't complain. So it's only an idea. Please don't take it and think that I'm begging for money, because I know what happens, and it's not that at all. Right, so I'm putting some depth into this so that we've got depth that's covering both. So I'm going to put it in just this section. And it's tidying up all my rubbish lines. I'm using a 10. A Sharpie would be good. There we go. That looks okay. This needs more work on it. However, this looks like that part of it now is stitched on. You know what I mean? We've put a patch on it. That's it. It looks like part of it now. Okay, so here we've done that one. Let's do this one. I'm using a big fat pen as well, so that I'm getting it done faster. Might need some more in there. Been a bit done a bit too fast, so I quite like that. So we've got that there. Here I'm going to dot in the lines. So I've got a fat pen and a thin pen. Like that. Okay. Now, just to finish off, the light is coming this way, so the dark here. Yep, that'll do. Very dark line. Don't go too far out. I don't want that. Do the dark line first. Like a semicircle. Like that. And then come out a tiny bit. Not here. You're sort of working out that way. And then back in. I'm really rushing this bit now because it's 1:30. Blooming heck. Got to get on with my beading and stitching and my doodad. I was supposed to be at the studio, but I've managed to get it done. But the problem is now I'm doing Saturday at 6, 7, 8. So that's a bit crazy, but yeah. So I'm doing Oakwood Archer at 7 afternoon, and I'm doing the other two launch for my new bubbles. What we're talking about? Mindful Moodles. So just here, I'm just going to bang in that there, just to show you how the shade really helps. I won't do it all. And I've got some really rough lines there, which I hate. So that'll help me blend right out. Stop me getting those horrible lines that I'm getting. Just turn it round as you go in. You get a better line. Blend it in. Then let's get the rubber on it. clean it up a bit. Takes a bit of time to make it look 3D, so if it doesn't look 3D now, don't worry, it will do. So light next to dark to give it that pop, and a nice clean edge. Oh, another one bites the dust. So in the same way, use your rubber on side on, and you could take some of that off. Clean that as well. And it also, hopefully, from doing it right, will give it some almost three-dimensional feel. When you're doing this, to get it right, you need to do several layers, not just one. So here I've got, oh, I just dropped it. There we go. So here, I'd be putting this back here. They're very dark. And I'm cleaning this up really clean. There we go, that's better. Like that. And then rubbing it out again, and then rubbing that out again, and then cleaning that up there, but letting it, and then having that totally white. Oh, that's better. So you're starting to see now, I'm trying to get it to, and when you're rubbing it on the side like this, what you're doing is you're actually taking up the graphite from the top layer of your page, so trying to make it look a bit more 3D. And then this is where this bit here, really dark, take more time than I'm doing. It's a bit of a monster, this 7B, so a HB is far better for people starting out, because it is a bit of a monster. It's like learning to drive in a tractor. It's not always the best. Still learning to drive, but a bit more to it. It's a bit much that there, so I'd have to just go in and blend it out a little bit more. Blend it in and blend it out, blend it in and blend it out. And again, we're drawing with the rubber. Drawing back in with the rubber. We're taking it away. Clean your rubber, because otherwise you do get a bit, blend it out a bit more. Surprising how much graphite you've got on there, you know. And then get a smaller, not smaller one, but a softer one, and just go over it. But it's going to take me a long time, and I'm hoping that you might have the, you know, the wherewithal, or whatever you call it, to go and do it yourself. Now what I'm doing is I'm using the dirty part of my rubber and I'm blending it with the rubber. I'm not rubbing it out, I'm blending it out. Can you see? So I'm using the rubber to draw with, and this is, it'll get to the point where you've sort of, there we go, no more, you can't put any more graphite on the rubber, but you can blend with it and you get a nice soft feel. So then, and I'll show you the same thing now with a cleaner part. Right, so we've got quite an eyeful, but we can sort of really build this up, and I really like it. If we used oranges and greens and, you know, verdigris colours, that'd be really cool, that. But I just thought it'd be a bit different for today, because all we do is we just do a very light one there because it will have a shadow, because we tend to do very similar ones, which is nice. But moodling's not about just the same thing every day. It's about, yeah, it is, that's a lie, but it's about the same time every day and the same effort, but with different starting points, I think. Different ideas, different viewpoints, different likes, dislikes. Even if you don't like doing this sort of thing, try it. You might not like what you're doing, but you can learn a lot from it. You can learn what you do like, what you don't like, and little bits that you think, oh, didn't know about that. So hopefully that's looking 3D. I can't really see. I'm really hoping that you're enjoying this. Oh, it's great to see everybody. Oh, hello, Elizabeth. It's nice to see you. Thank you, Trisha. Oh, right. Well, have a go later. Mine's gone muggy here. But I'm just going to say, I've got some beads to put on my, mix them all up, but I don't care. These are quite big beads to go on my doodling, but I've got to go and get my glasses. I broke my glasses again. You know, I'm stupid. I really am stupid, but I suppose that's why I'm creative. Right, so I'm going to love you and leave you. I won't be around tomorrow. I'll be around on Wednesday, because Wednesday I'll do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I'm away. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Sally and Susan and Trisha and Julie and those people. Oh, thank you, Thelma. Yeah, I'm going to be really big-headed, really big-headed, and just say, and I don't often say this, as you know. Yeah, I have to say I am a good teacher. I am. That's really big-headed. It's the only thing I'll ever say big-headed about myself is that, yeah, I am a good teacher, because I love it. It's passionate. You can't make that sort of stuff up. It's in you or not, isn't it? You can learn, but I don't want you to sit here watching me and copying me and doing exactly what I do. I want you to go off and do your own thing. There's a difference between tutoring, that's pushing someone to get somewhere, or teaching, which is teaching them a skill that they can use anywhere. Thank you very much indeed, guys. I'm going to go and stitch, but I better wash my hands first. And I will see you on Wednesday. If you want to message me at any point or whatever, have a chat, I'm around. If you want to. So, I love you and leave you and see you Wednesday. Take care. Bye.